km per hour. 7.5 km per hour. A different older version of tanks during World War II, like Churchill, the Sherman, T-34, and Tiger. This is like older form of tanks. Then we were having some limitations during those days, like guns limited to maximum range 1000 km firing range. Then the no upgrade just firing. The enemy maintained effective, not effective. There was no accuracy. There was no capability of firing night. There was no night vision systems. There was no night cameras. And no capability to fire on the move. Only static to static fire was only there. Dynamic firing that was not there because no upward target back. No protection for external factors. For example, because of solar radiation, because of extreme heat capacity, because of extreme low temperature, high temperature, veins then they get bent, barrels they get bent. So barrel bent, there was no, in one example, barrel bent, there was no procedures. So this is all the limitations during those days. All with overcoming all those limitations, so many countries developed their own battle tanks. So later, Pentagon, Leopard, Germany, after UK, China, France, Israel, and India, actually in the center. So these are the, I can say, six contemporary tanks. Tanks manufactured in India in the 1965 started Vijayata, then 1856, then Ajaya, Combat into Ajaya, 1996, Arjun, 1996, then it is going on now also on Alpha. Next, to develop very big tank, we have put these three parameters are most important. Firepower, mobility, protection. So firepower means how accurately you are firing the enemy tank. So first round hit probability. In the first round itself, you should kill the enemy. So that's what your firepower should say. If you are missing first round, what will happen? I am fighting with one person. I am beating. I missed. Then what I will get? Definitely. So first round, if I am missing this, enemy will definitely fire back. So then we will get trouble. So that's why first round hit probability is very important. Next, mobility. How fast your tank is moving? How slow? Sometimes you need slow movement. Sometimes you need fast movement. How fast you are moving? How slow you are moving? That's one of the important parameters. So firepower depends upon your algorithms, control techniques, how your sight and then gun. Both we will explain further what is that. Mobility depending upon what is the type of engine you are using, what is the type of transmission, what is the weight of the total vehicle. So whether the total weight power weight ratio, we come to picture here. Coming to third parameter, protection. So protection means if any tank is firing you, how effective you are protecting your tank and how effectively you are protecting the crew inside the tank. Sometimes tank may go bad, but people inside the tank is bad tank. People inside the tank, they should not be affected. So their lives is very important. I can produce 100 tanks, 200 tanks, but people lives, then buying exports, that's very tough. So protecting the tank one aspect, protecting the crew inside the tank is another aspect. So these three parameters are most important. If you see the contemporary tanks, they are placed mid-power tank. For mid-power tank, firepower function is very good, but mobility is not that effective. And Abraham's Israel Mark 1, M1A1 Abraham. So it is having almost superior firepower protection, but it lies somewhere here. But mobility point of view, again, there is a gap. Trade-off. So there is a trade-off concerning mobility. So similarly, Leopard also firepower, mobility somewhere here, but trade-off fully protection. Then Arjun. Like our business named battle tank Arjun. So it was like firepower, mobility is very good, but again trade-off to the protection. If I do more protection, my weight will get increase. If my weight will get increase, mobility will get affected. If mobility will get affected, fiber power also will get slightly affected. So again, it's a trade-off. So what are the major threats like any 8 battle time? So we have like classes of threats. So threats can be classified into different infantry, like light combat vehicles, battle tanks, anti-tank mines. So this one the threats actually. Infantry means people who are on foot. The army who are fighting on foot. So they are the one of the threat. And small arms fragments, that means pieces of bricks that will come, that will hit the crew. Sometimes it will result in fatal accidents. So I myself saw physically. So one of the captain from is it online? Okay. So infantry, then light combat vehicles. Second class of it is light combat vehicles. So heavy machine guns, 30, 80, 45 facilities. Then of course enemies battle tanks, anti-tank mines. So like enemies may lay the mines, then we have to clear. So what will happen if mines are there? My tank is moving, mines are there and good. What will happen? Mines will go, my tank will get affected, people may get affected. That is what I should do, we see further. So this is our indigenously developed hardwood main battle tank, developed and designed, developed by DRDO, Army, Chennai, CRD. So this way configuration, how we are configuring where driver is sitting, you can see that underneath the main gun, driver is sitting, and then gunner, then commander, then loader, four loader group in the finality. So each person is having separate role. Driver purpose to drive vehicle, gunner purpose is to aim the main gun to the target, to aim the target, to track the target, to fire the target. Commander will do the navigation, will do the surveillance, he will give the target prioritization, and he is the leader for the tank. Loader, he will load the ammunition to main gun barrel. So loader is capable of doing driving, loader is capable of doing gunnery also. So loader is multitasking expert. Major systems of the tank. So if you see hull and turret, chassis and approach system (CAS) and turret weapon system (TW). These two are the major subsystems we can say. The bottom portion is hull, where engine, transmission, suspension, track, road wheels will be there. The top portion is the fighting compartment. We will find the flight control station, where we have the fire computer, sighting systems, navigation systems, radio systems, operation, everything will be there in the turret compartment. So turret will sit on the hull. Ultimately mark 1. So some data from taken from internet, 124 times already given to the Indian Army. There is additional what the program discipline areas, and you can see our handful privacy sound on the time. So the production agency for these tanks on this factory, GF Army, and coming to additional main battle tank, firepower. This having the capability to fire in day and night also in all other conditions. How I can solve the conditions? Since that is equipped with thermal vision. Thermal vision means night vision, I can say. So night vision thermal using cameras have the capability to fire. That means capability to give the clear image of the gunner in all kind of conditions, winter, summer, fog, dusk, dawn, all these conditions very clear image thermal vision can present on the gunner. Thermal vision techniques are there. Further I will explain you what is the thermal vision. And we having excellent fire capability and static mode also, dynamic mode also. Like I can say 90 plus, like 99, I can say first round in probability for enemy also. First round in probability is very high compared to all other contemporary types. Excellent firing accuracy and consistency, 0.4 to 5 degrees. So 1 degree you know mathematics is equal to 2 degrees, 1 degree is equal to 17.77 degrees, and firing accuracy is 0.4 degrees. So in layman language, when you put dot the right over to I think the dot higher battle, silent watch mode, and of course I can operate with diagonal power unit also. If I came to know enemy is nearby, situation, and then the emissions will be high. It's very easy for enemy to target us. So that's why I will put up the engine and after the time power supply mode. So silent was more. That category is also there. So this slide shows different type of functions what we are using for artillery. So like the left first you will see FSC power that fixed stabilized power PSC like this one power actually. Now this is what we do. If you PS inside the enemy's time, then you explode. And the H, one more out H is H. What it will do? It will touch it will explode. And then vector line, then PCB, and depending upon the nature of the target, you will choose the projectile combination. And like how time running on the desert. That's earlier one Mark 1, and this is Mark 1 alpha. And Mark 1 alpha, we got the overlay numbers will not on that, this is the production stage. And different subsystems of Mark 1 alpha, like we have done some major and minor movements to Mark 1. So improvement is the version of Mark 1 alpha. Like we have different upgrade systems like driver side, power system side, mind flow, advanced navigation system, ERA panels, two-band panels, like cabins, containers and communication beam, then like laser warning and computer system, cell number 8. So this slide shows various advanced improvements done on Mark 1 plan. This is our harmful Prime Minister, new law on Mark 1 alpha. Artillery versions Mark 1 alpha, upgraded version of every Mark 1 alpha, 7 upgrades. Until Mark 2 will missile current output in LTD, laser target designated. Mark 2. For any plane plan, crew will be sitting inside the how crew will see outside. Crew should have certain kind of vision systems, certain kind of cameras. Daytime we have daytime we have to see, nighttime we have to see, early morning time 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, that time also they should fire. Rainy conditions they should fire. In all conditions they should be able to fire. So to meet these all weather conditions, crew should be able to influence efficient and effective sighting systems. So like in Arjun we have got different variety of sighting systems for blender, as well as main side, commander alarming side, so this is not one, and auxiliary sides. If one side is not working, then the other can use secondary side, other secondary side GS. So from driver, telescopes will be there for commander, secondary vision, like telescopes will be there. That the mobility window is also there. For loader, telescope will be for the loader. Mark 1 alpha, we have a Dallas main GMS 2, Dallas main side 2, and we also utilize the version of Dallas main side, advanced Dallas main side. Similarly, for commander, this commander economic side. So in this, what are the enhancements, what are the developments, improvements that I will explain for other slides actually. For driver also, Mark 1 alpha, we have driver using vision. Yeah, one S35 explain ICPS, business commerce economic side. So in Mark 1 artillery is like purely optical side. In Mark 1 alpha artillery, so we have improvised, not improvised, we have fully new developments we have taken with the day camera, like CCTV based day camera, and then a TI, double imaging camera, then IC alarm, laser based finder, day camera, double imaging camera. So all three video sensors are mounted on the gimbal pad. So each camera will be having one metallic plate, like this like box stabilized. With gimbal video sensors are fitted, so the gimbal movements are controlled with the command stick joysticks. So the features are like business content is more to this, and it is like we have like the production partner, very similar, and then IRD also. Olden days we used to import dogs. This is like oscillators. This is first one is ICPS one implement. Next remote control weapon system. Then this is used for firing the aerial targets, helicopters, drones, and then aerial targets to fire. And one more implement like laser warning and counter system, LWCs. Why LWCs is required is For example, if we come to know any enemy tag is aiming us, enemy tag is sending laser pulse to our tag. Before firing, what we will do? We will send a laser pulse from the laser pulse to the laser pulse will go into the target. It will come back within the whatever less possible time. So we will calculate. We know the velocity, we know the distance, we know the time. We will calculate the distance. That's the principle of LR, laser range finder. If any enemy tags are firing laser to our own tag, that time what we will do? We have our own sensing system. We will sense which direction incoming laser threat is coming, which angle, which platform. By looking upon the nature of the laser pulse, we can identify whether it is a laser beam or whether it is a simple laser pulse or whether it is enemy's missile. Before firing enemy missile, they will send for guided missile. So laser target enemies, laser target designator. So by seeing the type of laser pulse hitting us, we will identify what kind of threat is there. Accordingly, we will choose the counter action. So what should be the counter action? Whether I have to launch my missile, whether I have to escape from that place to other place, whether I have to launch my smoke grenades, so that the smoke layer will be formed in front of our tank, so that enemy's laser cannot penetrate to the smoke layer. By the time smoke layer will get vanishes, we will change our location. So this system is called laser counter system. So it is having one laser range finder, laser target simulator, laser beam layer. So these are the possible sources. Detection, classification and indication of laser threat direction in azimuth coverage, traverse axis, and what direction threat is coming. In the same direction only, I should do the counter action. If threat is coming at one angle, if I do my counter action in other directions, there is no use. Okay. So coming to like what theory part, what is combat, what we are understanding fight. Combat is fight. What are combat vehicles? We have seen different types of combat vehicles. Role of combat vehicles. What is the role of combat vehicles normally? Like combat vehicles, that is ground-based battle that we will use it for the last stage of the war. So after completion of your air warfare, after completion of your naval warfare, after completion of your all the helicopter fighting and your fighter jets, the last, that means you want to go to the enemy territory, you want to occupy physically enemy territory, you want to sit there. This is my place. That time, battle tanks will play the important role. Instead of persons going physically, we will send the tanks first. 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers, 50 kilometers, 100 kilometers. Some 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 tanks will go as a group. And they will clear the area. It may be 100 acres, 100 whatever it is, 200 acres, or full area, whatever it is. So that land tanks will get clear. Enemies will keep on firing the enemy tanks. We will occupy the land. So that time only we get the battle tanks. That time battle tanks only the solution. Otherwise, what is solution is there? No solution. Because we can say, sir, why don't we put one bomb? Yeah, we already put bombs. That chapter is got over. Now we don't have any fights, we don't have any fighter jets, and to go there, that's not over actually. From enemy side also, their fighters are completed, all we kill them, we kill them, everything got over. Now final phase, we have to go up to the land. So the tanks are sufficient enough. When tanks are sufficient enough, why I have to send my fighter jets? One fighter jet costs no very well. Why I have to waste my fighter jets? So that is one aspect. So overview of systems or technologies which are using for development of battle tanks, importance of modern warfare, active protection system, communication radios, gigabit networking, thermal images, sensor surveillance, laser ranging, alarms, micro to clear any mine fields, nano materials for making the protection panels, like ERP panels, explosive air bomb panels, and opposite technology, transmission technology, laser body counter system, we have seen this system, and drones. What is the role of drones here? Nowadays, battle tanks are equipped with drones also. Why was it purpose? Drones can go more range. First, I listened to 10 drones.
They will do surveillance, they will take video capturing, they will send online data, and ITC commander will see which direction threat is there by taking the drones data, video outputs. And drones will fly at shortest time from the time. Again, they will come back for safe landing in the time. Then accuracy aspects, time accuracy. Now see the type of tags you already seen. Like land-based combat vehicles, like they are having like any combat vehicle, it should design such a way that it should run on deserts, forests, cross-country borders, urban environments also. Where under like not only the normal roads, combat vehicles, armed vehicles should also run on uneven grounds, forest areas, like cross-country borders in the urban environment also. That means I have to take care of my track. My track, it should be such a way that rugged enough to go on rocky platforms, muddy platforms, on urban platforms. And of course, we have mobility and firepower. The importance of mobility, we should use powerful engines, and we have some advanced suspension system. Okay, if I am not having advanced suspension system, if I am not having good suspension system, how I will get affected if I am going in a car? My car is having good suspension means I will be having good comfort ride. I will ride 2 hours more. I will be sitting in the car 2 hours more if my suspension is good enough. Going in auto, going in car, suspension is not the same. Going in the bullet train, going in normal train, suspension is not the same. So if suspension is good, the crew inside the back train they feel more comfort and they find more time. Firepower, of course, firepower is one of the important parameters. Firing through cannons, firing through like firing by using anti-tank missiles and other operations. Then protection, what we have seen, small arms, we have to do our systems. Protection against the small arms, artillery shells, like chemical, biological, radiological, like NBC, nuclear, biological, chemical agents, anything is there. Our systems will be able to sense it. Our systems will be able to tell us when these agents are there, we take care. So that people will use immediately NBC mass. And communication system, we are using advanced communication sensor systems inside the tank. Mostly to sense the battlefield scenarios, battlefield management. And we have like systems called active protection system. That means active protection systems are sophisticated automated defense systems which are designed to intercept and neutralize incoming threats before they can hit our own vehicle. APS different consists of that, like the sensors, trajectory, speed, position, impact, and faster. Like the thing here is APS is due concept before any is between us, enemies between us. In between the enemy's path, we are going to intercept the enemy's missiles, or we are going to divert the enemy's missiles to some other direction by two techniques. So that is called active protection system. I can create one more artificial object with same like from RCS, same thermal signature. So the enemy's missile instead of coming to me, now it will go to next dummy target, dummy tag which is assigned to me. So that's one technique. Otherwise, by doing the joining, by applying joining to the incoming tag into the missile, so that the enemy's missile don't hit me, it goes another direction. So we have like different techniques actually. Active versus APS is having like very fast response time, reflection zones. Apart from APS, we also have communication radios, advanced radars, communication radios, now technicals. Mainly to communicate within the tank, commander to driver, commander to loader, commander to gunner, and tank to tank. The commander A tank will speak to commander B tank, and the troop leader, three tanks will call as a troop. So forces troops will call as squadron. Forces squadrons as a company. Forces company as a and then different companies will be Indian army, regiment, platoon, battalion, like that, corps, like that. So each group they will talk to their superior groups. They will exchange the information on secure layer. Mostly like UHF, ultra high frequency and very high frequency bands will be used for developing communication radios for long range communication purpose. And and the secure communication protocols to protect our confidentiality and integrity of the information. A communication barrier is very much important to prevent adversaries from intercepting or jamming communication from any side. Enemy can also jam us, enemy can also interrupt us, enemy can also take our information, and enemy can take advantage. So our jamming techniques should be very safe and very powerful encryption tool we should use. The thing is, we will use data integration. That is, by time data is integrated with the helicopter, whatever helicopter is flying, so that data. By time communication is inline with the drones which are moving, which are flying ahead. So like my data is sufficient enough to talk to helicopters, drones, command posts, all the factors which are available there in the battlefield. I have the capability to integrate all the data. Integration with HCS after getting over the situation awareness, nature of threats, type of threats, number of threats, by gathering all the information, then battlefield management system, DMS will tell the HCS, fire control system, which threat to be taken first, which threat to be detected, which threat to be hit first. All these things will be taken care by the HCS. Video and data communication, can consider both voice and data, enabling the exchange of critical information such as target location, coordinates, status info, whether the target is active or passive, and the situational updates, whether enemies troops are getting increasing suddenly, or whether enemies troops are suddenly they are displacing, something should be there. All these current updates will be done on DMS. Interoperability. So tanks needs to communicate with various elements of the inside the tank itself, combine armed force, including infantry, artillery, aircraft, command. That's what interoperability. That is, my data should be able to talk to, my data should be able to integrate data with helicopters, drones, infantry, people who are coming behind infantry. Infantry means like shells firing, burst fire. Here different techniques again the same point, having more data, more superior. So we will do a data fusion, collecting data from various sensors, including thermal images, laser fighters, GPS receivers, all this, and we will take the decision to which target to be fired, which target to be identified, target identification, tracking, engagement capabilities, all these things will get improvised with fast technology. Video or voice communication, data security for our own survivability we will take it. Of course, networking. Important seamless exchange of data. So good networking in the backend will give us seamless exchange of data, not this data, accurate data. So thermal images, electro-optic systems for AME, like armed communication AMC. Then we have thermal images, first generation, second generation, third generation. Like how the thermal works basically. So any object will emit some kind of radiation compared to other objects. So by taking the difference of radiations emitted by any two objects, we can create the profile, thermal profile. So by seeing the thermal profile, we will be able to identify is it a tank, is it a lorry, is it a car, is it a regiment, is it a person, is it a tree. By seeing the thermal profile, I will be able to see. I will be able to identify the target. In this slide, you can see two tanks are running. So there was a of two tanks you can see. Behind you can see the back side of the tank, you can see. Then detection of thermal radiation, of course, it is possible in complete darkness, pitch darkness. That is the advantage of thermal images. In all weather conditions, in all kinds of like weather, climatic nature, thermal images will work. It is having mostly infrared detectors to sense thermal radiation, differences in thermal emissions. It is having thermal imaging, it is having optics, lenses, and other processing components, US processing components. So generally, EA image, thermal processing image will appear like water objects appear brighter, cooler objects will appear darker. What is the advantage of pH? target identification, easy, challenge analysis, weather independence, enhanced testing, situation awareness, all these advantages are there with terminals. Laser ranging for aims, laser ranging. Why laser is required? Laser is required to know the range of the target, to know the distance of the target. LR what is comprised of? LR is comprised of a laser transmitter from which high powered laser pulse, laser beam will be transmitted with high speed. If you hit the enemy target, the differential ray will be received by the laser receiver. So laser transmitter, laser receiver. So with that I will calculate the distance of the enemy target. So with that I will aim my gun with the target that I will find. In this there are two types. ISAF LR, non-ISAF LR. What is the effect of non-ISAF LR? So if you are going in front of hand by LR, by whenever person is doing LR for operation. So if by chance that laser pulse will hit your eyes, whether transmitted pulse or received pulse, what will happen? You know, laser goes to your eyes, the retina will get affected. You will get degradation in the vision side. In ISAF LR, this problem is not there. So non-ISAF and ISAF laser is fine. So with the LRs, we can also do multiple target practice. There are 2-3 targets. One target dynamic target, one target static target, one target flying target. All these 3 different types of targets can be tracked, can be sensed, can be aimed, identified, can be fired using this data. So this is like laser guided missiles. LRs are helpful in laser guided missiles also. One more aspect, mind flow. So what is the necessity of mind flow? Main is to clear the mind laid areas. If you want to occupy enemy's area, enemy's territory, we don't know whether mines are there, mines are not there. Blindly we cannot go and we cannot do self-kill. So what we will do? We will sense it. My sensor system will tell me mines are there up to 50 minutes. Mines are there up to 100 minutes. Now it's my duty to clear all the mines. I will form the clear route so that behind whatever vehicles are coming, they will follow the same track. Again, mine flow, it's like 2-3 types are there. Like training files, same training the types of this one. Like it's like bulldozer. You have seen bulldozers, road taking bulldozers. You go on. And the second type is with the blades, finger close. Exactly if you dig the land, it will take the mines, it will go out. And one more type is combination of both. Depending upon the nature of terrain, depending upon the requirement, we will choose either bulldozer kind of mine flow or finger kind of mine flow. The coming to protection technologies, like okay. So nano materials. So on this slide, some problems happening. So let's skip this slide and then go. Yeah, nano materials. So how can I use nano materials? So I can make my protection plates for battery type using nano materials, 1 to 10 nano materials. What is the use of this is to enhance the tank's performance, protection, and overall output of the tank will be improved. Nano composite armor. What I will do using nano materials, I will do the plates kind of thing. I will keep those plates in front of the tank. Most of my tank, you can see, section of my tank. So that in this projectile, it will come, it will be, but we get the Ke of the concentrate, kinetic energy will get utilized. So that my dialogue is very clear. But of course, what is the advantage? Weight. If I use dialogue with this, weight, what advantage I get? And with this dialogue, we also get that like RCS, like radar cross section, radar observing coatings, like RCS will be various. Radar cross section, that is my image sensing every time. So my radiation, my signature, my RCS will be less when I go for a dialogue. Also, IR signature, infrared signature is also like one of the factor. I will get little less IR signature if I go for a nanomaterials. It will be helpful that like identification part. Anything cannot identify easily. Other area, nano electronics. Like we all know, like the transistor arming was there, and now arming is there by using nanomaterials. So all electronic components, whatever possible, I can use nano electronics to reduce the size, value, weight, all these things. Energy storage, again, propulsion energy storage. What kind of batteries are using? Fuel cells. What is my battery life? What is my energy calculation of the batteries? Fuel cells. How whether my power is sufficient enough to drive the vehicle, sufficient enough to use my all electronics, sufficient enough to run away. All these aspects have to see before finalizing my materials for batteries or the materials for fuel cells, the combination of batteries and combination of fuel cells. How best I can take the minimal hardware and more purpose to be solved. Repair and maintenance also, these are like nanometers of the helpful in repair and maintenance aspects also. Self-cleaning properties are like these are edge by using nanomaterials. When tank surface is damaged, these nanomaterials can autonomously like repair small cracks and scratches, like prolonging the life of the projectile. That's what I told. If enemy projectiles hitting me, the effect will be minimized. Whatever repair from that also very easy to get it ready. Production technologies like composite armor, reactive armor, active armor. The front side, whatever the front side, the area exposed to the enemy, front side. So that area only like mostly we will place the ERP panels, like reactive armor panels, explosive reactive armor panels. The advantage of these panels is it will protect the water from the enemy's shells, enemy's projectiles, I can say. So three types of armors are there. Composite armor. So where the different metallic alloys, polymers, ceramics we will use different layers, multiple layers. As a composite place we will develop that will be mounted on the front panel, front sides and the side walls also. This will help to protect our road line from kinetic energy breakdowns and shape to charge warheads. Coming to reactive armor, like the tiles are mounted on the tank's exterior outside. Whenever it got struck by the projectile, these reactive armors explosively disrupting the penetrator's trajectory and reducing its effectiveness. It will penetrate the trajectory. Active armor is APS, like sensing enemy threat and diverting the enemy threat or damaging the enemy threat. That's active armor. One more concept called camouflage. Something can you see here in this picture, right? Something is hidden. Something is hidden. It's a tag. It's a tag under camouflage in this one. We have different camouflage techniques. So it is like low observable coatings we can use like IR species various. That is the coating what I am using outer surface of the tag. I will go for a low observable coatings. Camouflage patterns. Tags often use camouflage patterns as way to blend into surrounding. If I go to varsity area, I will use camouflage patterns such a way that the tag and then background both will get blends. If I go to sandy desert, my camouflage will be yellowish color, so that the sand and tag both should get blends. That is the different kinds of camouflage techniques. If I go to like mountain area, so what the color of the rocks there, that color I will use for the tag coating. That is related to camouflage techniques. So if any mine is there, the first person who will get affected is driver. Who will get affected is driver at the time. Driver is sitting very close to the ground actually. So driver is also provided with the emergency escape hatch from the bottom. He won't come outside. From bottom he will escape. And the flooring of the tank bottom underneath is also anti-mine flooring. Suppose MBC, we have discussed. Fire suppression and safety systems. If any fire get inside the tank or just visiting the tank, sensors are able to detect and sensors will tell us to take the sufficient reaction. Sufficient action to suppress the fire. Like you can see in the picture, nowadays they are using helmets. So the helmet itself they will have display. Wave, video, thermal imaging video, everything will get in front of his eyes. So advantage here is hardware is less, complexity is less. Yeah, we have laser warning systems and we have been discussed. Emergency power and backup systems. If engine is not working, then tank should work for auxiliary power system, APUs. Engine technology, of course, the powerful engine we have to choose to make the tank mobility at best speed around the estimate. And power weight ratio, I have to choose accordingly by seeing the weight of the tank, by choosing the weight of the tank, or multi-fuel capacity. If I take one scooter, petrol, it should also support toward diesel also. It should also support toward water fuel. It should also support gas. Like that. Multi-fuel capacity also, the engine should be of the multi-fuel category. And of course, engine should have good cooling systems, reliability and durability, fuel efficiency. What is fuel efficiency? How many liters you are using to move 1 kilometer? Or for 1 kilometer, for 10 kilometers, how many liters of fuel is needed? Okay. Now engine is one part. From engine, how power will come to track, wheels, old wheels using transmission systems. So transmission systems are like automatic transmission, manual transmission, semi-automatic transmission. These things are there. So the automatic transmission, like it's like I am running auto car with manual gear. I am running auto transmission. You can see the device. Manual transmission, you have to very carefully you have to shift your gear. Depending on the requirement. Automatic transmission, then different, opposite. Then manual expertise is not required for automatic transmissions. For manual transmissions, like who should be get expertise how to shift gear as fast as possible, depending on the terrain basic. I am going suddenly one deep will come, what I should do? I am going suddenly one canal will come 20 meters, 5 meters depth, 20 meters deep, what I should do? Driver should have capability, immediately to come to the gear, total gear or whatever gear he wants. So immediately you want to go back, you want to shift to reverse mode. Transmission control unit is the electronics to do all the sensor monitoring of transmission, fuel level, temperature, everything. So how to maintain transmissions, engines, manage any problem comes from planners, how to test it, how to repair it. So we have seen LMCS laser warning protocol systems, we have already discussed this one. Countermeasures like smoke bomb can fire, directional infrared countermeasures VI or C you can take, laser jogging is possible, you can do jogging also. Data document analysis, you can take all the data, record information, accordingly you can take decisions. So drone from back to time. So what is the step drones again? Drones are weapons capable to focus surveillance, to identify the threats, to do the video transmission, audio transmission for effective decision making. Drones are of small, lightweight, they will use for reconnaissance purpose, and launch very quickly, and the landing is also safe. Discussed already. Next, one image I got from internet, finding from optimal time. Yeah, for reference, I put some pictures we discussed the initial slides. The olden days only like physical life was there. Then cavalry came into picture. Then camels, then elephants, then chariots, then battle tanks. That was the scenario. Nowadays, air command has come into picture. Now, all aerial, army, navy, air force, all people, all people they discuss, they take decisions. Then the battle going was to be like other than navy, want to be different navy, army different navy, air force is not that. Air command has come into picture. Like these are advanced warfare. I can say each missile will be fired, each current has to be set, each tank to be set. Each warship should be employed to counter the enemy. So here to command, it will energize, it will emphasize, it will give all the commands actually to the downlines. So one of the major improvement was this is this one and the 5 minutes and time is there. What we do is 5 minutes and run through. Systems engineering in defense applications, the role of various streams, like medical applications, technical, independent projects, or integrated systems. What is systems engineering versus system engineering? Systems engineering, what is system engineering? On level I will say, take one system and then you do engineering or you start from scratch and you take the requirements, you do analysis, requirement analysis, you select what the hardware required, software required, components required, you go step by step. You design your PCBs, design your controllers, integrate your controllers, make it on base level, test it. If it is okay, integrate on the platform, then you test that platform level. If it is okay, then go for production. Systems engineering. You choose multiple systems in such manner, integrate multiple systems, take care of the compatibilities, take care of the communication protocols at all levels, take care of data electricity, data acquisition, data transmission, all these aspects. Finally, my fully integrated platform should work in a fashion it is supposed to work. If any one system is not behaving in a good way, again I have to go in that I have to find out the fault and I have to rectify that fault. I have to ensure because of this action other systems will be affected. If any updation is there in this system, the similar updation is required, I should go for other systems also. So few case studies. That is one of the site, I can say, commander site. You can see a commander site for battle tank. So this is having like site head, site electronics, thermal user camera, day camera, ISA alarm, armor hood. Why armor hood? If any small arms person is firing on the site, it will get damaged. So to protect from small arms, to protect from road-based enemy hits, I will use armor hood as a protection card, protection plate I can say. Like armor hood around the sighting system, armor hood. Then let's cover off the gimbal whenever it is not required to operate. Whenever I want to operate, I will open the lock, I will operate the gimbal. In the Carlos directions, you will up and down, left and right. Yeah, one simple command is around the side you see. Inside it, what all will be there? We will be having a side plate with all your sensors. We will be having one display system, power conditioning module, electronic unit, display, all these components of one simple command. So you take one subassembly of this, like side controller unit. It will be having servo controller. Why servo controller? On gimbal platform, I am mounting my EO sensors. I want to and down from X degrees to Y degrees. I want to control the pass movement, lateral movement, clockwise or clockwise with the joystick. So to that I need some proper control, servo control. Otherwise I will move some 5 degrees, the gimbal will move in 10 degrees. There is no use. So I should have some proper control algorithms to control the gimbal in a desired way. Of course, to change any field of views, like contrast, brightness, all this video, like various various parameters to change, to should have increased control. Power supply, system control. Yeah, yes, we do. See, for example, here you see this image. Bottom portion is called hull, top portion is called turret. Now, some places gun is depressing down, for example. Some places you should not go down beyond certain limit. Yeah, this is the limit at this place. Now, at this place, my depression angle will be different. So, whenever it comes to this zone, gun should get elevated automatically. That much logic I should write, that much harder I should be able to inside the system actually. If I am not taking care, that direction will hit the hull platform. So there physical damage will occur. So here, why I am explaining this concept is a systems engineering aspect we have to see this multiple things also. But it is the gunner who is operating the gun, sitting inside the tank, he cannot see outside whether the gun is hitting this hull platform or not. It doesn't know. So before that itself, we should implement the technique whenever gun reaches that zone. Gun should get automatically elevated, like immediate operation. Like my turret is rotating clockwise direction or sorry, counterclockwise direction with minimal speed. So my what is my requirement? Minimum traverse speed I should meet. At the same time, if I want to get accelerated, if I want to operate my gun at faster rate, that should also now it is moving faster rate. I can say 35 to 40 meters per second. Traverse speed. Similarly, opposite direction, clockwise and counterclockwise. That is clockwise. Yeah, now elevation axis. Minimal speed, up and down, and maximum speed. This is minimum speed. 9 meters per second. Yeah, earlier. So why what's the purpose I shown those videos means we have to see the instruments which we are using for measuring the data. To sense or to read or to acquire the minimum speed. I can say 0.05 meters per second or 0.5 meters per second minimum speed I have to measure. Whatever test instrument I should have. 1 meters per second. Any but low speed measurement, low acceleration, low torque levels, low displacement, low gyro rates. So for noting these low speeds, these are accurate test instruments. So instrument, taking care of correct instruments, test instruments is one of the point of consideration. Coming to case study 3, coming to stimulation aspect. If you see here this slide. This is my aiming point. Now my tank is coming from here. Driver is driving the tank in this fashion, but my gun is supposed to look only to the target. Now driver is here, but my gun is looking target only. Driver is here. My gun should look target only. but bend moment should not get disturbed. That means my side, left side, and bend both should get synchronized. Both should get aligned properly to the same point. This is traverse axis, I mean clockwise or counterclockwise. Similarly, here the terrain is animated terrain. Now tank is coming here, that is looking to the target point. Now slope is right here. Tank has some 20 degree slope, positive slope. Still my gun should look the same point. Now again tank is coming to negative slope, deceleration. Still my gun should look the same point. Elevation, that is elevation in elevation axis. That means the computations what we are doing for designing and developing stabilization controller. That means here I can use feedback zeros and feed forward zeros to sense the carriage disturbance. What is the angle depression? What is the angle deviation, carriage deviation? So that feedback data I will use stabilization controller algorithm. The algorithm will take care of the disturbance, terrain disturbance. As per the terrain disturbance, it will apply the correction for the site. Site will give correction angle to the gun. So that gun should look and site should look at the same point. I hope you understand. Why this is like the stabilization system should be more accurately we have to design and develop. This is like stippling. Yeah. What is stippling actually? I have two platforms, bottom high for the battle side, correct, and then upper turret portion. Some signals are coming from high to turret, some signals are going from turret to high. But my hull is rotating sometimes. Turret is stable, hull is stable, turret is rotating. How this data transfer is happening? Harness, wires, cables, harnesses, they should not get cut, they should not get disturbed. So in this kind of solution, we will use slip rings. In slip ring, we will have the stationary base, rotary base. So whenever stationary is base, that is hull. So data will be transferred from stationary base to rotary base. Rotary base signals will go to turret. Whenever turret is stable, hull is rotating. In this slip ring, so the upper portion will be static. The video, data, text, whatever data transfer that will go to rotary part of bottom portion of slip ring, that will go to hull. So this slip ring is one of the key components in this kind of systems. The slip rings also fiber optics. You can use nowadays. Earlier version analog nature. Nowadays it is coming with fiber optic in high speed, like supporting to high speed gigabit speed actually. So that will helps in vehicle networking faster in vehicle networking. Some features for part just became self-repeating. So what is happening here? Guess, random guess. Any weird feeling? Okay. What is happening here? Okay. What is happening here? Okay, pull for part. What is happening here? Let's suppose I want to show you. What is happening here? What is the area? What you can see? Behind solar panel I can see, but adjacent what I can see. Yeah. So in such a cold climate, in such a the coolest, I mean minus 30, minus 40, in that area also like using solar panels, kind of elevation. Yeah, of course. So precision, let's say, firing. So this is one instrument. Yeah, this.